Welcome back, everyone. I'm excited for this video. I've been waiting for a while to film this video. So last season I filmed a video. It's probably one of my favorites, if not, well, it's at least top 3. It's definitely up there. And it was me trying to learn how to steelhead fish, chase a steelhead, and then finally catch one in a place that it took me over a year to catch, probably over a dozen trips. I kind of lost count. And in the end, I was finally able to find a nice steelhead. It wasn't just any steelhead, it was a really, really nice one. And I was hoping that this year I could kind of catch one, you know, and it would take me hopefully not as long as it did last time. I was hoping that I could use the knowledge that I learned from that video, all those experiences, to hopefully put together a nice steelhead mission. But unfortunately, this year in the Bay Area, holy smokes, we were hit with insane storms, basically from the beginning of the steelhead season on. And therefore, it has been virtually unfishable. So I've been doing a few other steelhead missions, going to some other rivers. I've caught a few fish, but this particular river that I wanted to catch one on has been blown out all season. And finally, in the last week or so, a couple weeks, we've gotten a little break in the rain. And this morning I tried to go film a video somewhere else, totally different video, but it didn't work out. So this is my first trip to go check out the river. I didn't even bring any fishing gear. I just kind of want to see how it looks. And if it looks good, obviously, we're gonna come back and fish it. Preliminary review is it's looking very fishy. Let's see what it looks like up here. So you can kind of see what I mean. All this brush right here is all pushed over that way, and that's because the river was all the way up here at one point, super blown out, definitely not fishable at that time. But if we go look at this river right now, wow, that looks very, very fishy. That is looking so prime. You see there's a little riffle right here, and then it trickles down and it gets real deep right there, and there's a little boil right there. Oh, that looks so steelheady. And then it kind of just tails out into there. But right off of that rock right there, man, I feel like there could be a fish in there. Don't want to take too much of your time. This is an amazing video. I'm really excited to share it with all of you. But really quick, merch drop, Die Hard merch 2023. We got tons of stuff. We got hats. We got beanies, we got hoodies, we have shirts, we have more shirts. What else do we have? We have bumper stickers, we have regular stickers, and we have more rod sleeves. So actually we have the same great rod sleeves that we had before. These have been sold out for a little while, so back in stock. But we also have, where are they? These rod sleeves right here. And these, if you can tell, they look a little bit bigger. So these are for spinning rods. Before we just had bait caster rods, conventional rod sleeves. And these are just a little bit wider. They go over the eyes of the spinning rods. And yeah, so we got these in stock now. So huge shout out to Chloe for helping me design everything. All the new logo, all the designs on all the shirts, hats, hoodies, everything. She designed everything. Huge shout out to her. I'll leave her information down in the description. If you're looking to get some designs done, check out. She's just starting out, but really amazing stuff. And as an incentive, the first 20 orders are going to get this holographic Die Hard sticker. This is the only time, these aren't for sale. The only way you can get them is by being one of the first 20 orders. So yeah, check it out. It's all on the website. Hoodies, hats, beanies, shirts, bumper stickers, regular stickers, rod sleeves. It's all on there. Check it out. Link in the description. I think this is the first merch drop I've done in, I think, almost 2 years now. So long overdue, but huge shout out again to Chloe for helping me out with all the designs and everything. All on the website. Check it out. And on that note, check out this video. It's a good one. So this section of the river right here is so different than it was before. And you can see right here, look at these huge trees that were pushed down by the river once all the flows were up. I'm sure there were some mudslides and stuff around here, pulled up these huge trees, and it's totally different than the way it was last season when I was here. Right here, I think this was like filled with bushes and stuff. You couldn't even walk through here. Now it's like a gravel bar. You know, there's old trees that got washed down. It's so crazy how different the river is right now than it was last season at this time, just from that huge rain. I mean, the force from those flows really changed things up. So my plan today was to kind of come out and see if it was even fishable. But honestly, it doesn't just look fishable, it looks good. It looks like there could definitely be some fish in there. The biggest regret I have is that I can't fish it today. I didn't bring any of my gear. But, you know, look at this. Hold on, let's get a little closer. Let me show you guys. This looks amazing. it looks even better than when I actually caught a fish in here. It's not like gin clear, like super clear. There's a little bit of color to it, and I think that's actually a little bit better for steelhead fishing. It's not going to make them so finicky. They'll be willing to bite a little bit more. But yeah, dude, it looks so nice right here. I can see a fish be sitting up right in here, right in that soft water, right below that little riffle. I think we fish all throughout here. And you probably can't really tell from the GoPro footage or the camera footage I have here, but the river is way higher now than it was last season when I caught that fish. And that's because, like I was saying earlier, we had all those huge storms push the water way up, and now it's kind of dropping back down slowly but surely. Definitely not to where it was before, but honestly I like where it's at right now a little bit better than it was before. Got that off color to it. I think the fish will bite a little bit better, but also it's going to fish a little differently than it did last year or last season when I caught that fish. So I'm going to go scout out a few other spots since I didn't bring any of my gear today. Not going to do any fishing, but just kind of got to see what the river's looking like, see how my holes are looking, see if there could be fish in there. And then tomorrow we'll come back. We're going to attack this thing. I mean, I hate to say that I'm expecting to catch one in the first day, but the way this river's looking, I think it's very, very possible. Man, super cold this morning, but we made it back. It was actually below freezing when I left my car, so fingers are like ice cubes, but I'm feeling good. Feeling like this cold weather is gonna get these steelhead on the bite. So excited to get down there. The feeling this year is like totally different from what was last season. I mean, I was always feeling like confident, like I feel like I could, if there was steelhead there, I could catch them. But now I just because I've done it before, it's like a totally different mindset. I just feel like it's not more confident, but that's not the right word, but I don't, something like that. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's kind of like even more confident that I'm gonna get one. So my plan today is to start kind of at the top of this little, there's like a little section here that I'm at. I'm gonna start at the top and kind of work my way downstream. There's definitely be other people fishing out here. I talked to this one guy in the parking lot. Saw a few other cars here that look like fishermen. So we're probably gonna have to skip a few spots. So I'm sure some of them are gonna be taken up by other fishermen, but we'll work our way through. See if we can find one. All right, last cast I made in this river, I caught basically the fish of a lifetime. How epic would that be if I doubled up on that? This is probably one of the deepest holes in this little stretch of the river right here. One of the nice things about fishing it last year when it was super low is I got to see all the structure of the river, and that did change a little bit with all the storms, but you know, some of the really deep holes and shallow holes, they're not going to change too much. In my last year's video, I did a there was a clip of me crossing the river over on a fallen tree, and this is that tree right here. It's no longer crossable, obviously. Now it's fallen into the lake. Well, I'm not sure if there's one in this deep pool or not. I fished it pretty thoroughly, in and out, used a couple different styles, couple different tactics, no hits. I got a couple of little smolt bites. I could tell they were just like little trout, but nothing substantial. So we're gonna keep moving. This river is, there's not a lot of fish in this river, so you can't just pick one good spot and, you know, hope that there's a fish in there. You really got to cover a lot of water and go find the fish. So that's exactly what we're gonna do right now. Another thing I'm kind of testing out, or I don't know, just like practicing with today, is this fixed float system. So this, you can move it, but it doesn't slide up and down the line like my normal slip bobber that I use. This one's made by the Addicted Fishing guys. And I've never used one before, but they seem to be better for like shallow water, like smaller rivers like this one we're fishing today. And that's because you can't slide it to go super deep like you can with the slip bobber. This one's kind of stuck at like a more shallow, more manageable depth. But it is a little bit less, you know, less moving parts than that big slip bobber. So I think that's why some people prefer it for these kind of situations. But anyways, another little spot here. We got like two sections of the river kind of converging. I always like it when there's, you know, different areas of water coming together. I feel like it's a good spot for fish to hang out. It's almost like the steelhead are trying to decide if they want to go up this way or if they want to go up that way. While they're doing that, I'll present this little snack for them, see if they want to take a bite to eat before they decide which way to go. But yeah, this spot is a little bit more shallow. I can't quite see the bottom in the middle, but on both sides of it I can. So that's why I'm trying to slip bobber out right here. It's a fixed float, sorry, not slip bobber. Fixed float, so I'm trying this fixed float right here. But it is a little bit shallow. We'll probably keep moving, just a few casts. It doesn't take many casts through here to figure out if there's a fish or not. And that's probably about it right there. We'll keep moving on that note. Wow, look at this thing. I mean, there's all kinds of trees blown over. Like you can see there's even another one right here just pulled up from the roots. But this one, this is the biggest one I've seen yet. Look at this thing. There's so many, like look at all the rocks that are just like, the tree has grown around over the years. But yeah, let's go around and look at the other side. Holy smokes. Think about the force that this river needed to have in order to just literally uproot that tree and pull it down. You can see it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4 main stems. There might even be 4 separate trees all just kind of interlocked with all the roots and everything. And this force of the river just literally pulled them all down. That's pretty insane. You can see there's another little one down there. But that's a substantial root system. Probably took, I don't know, dozens of years to grow. One big rain, whoop, pulled that whole thing up. Oh, it's a steelhead. That's a steelhead. Got him. Got him. Oh, it's a nice one too. It's a really nice one. Oh my God, it's all over the place. It's a really nice fish. Really nice fish. Right up in there underneath that branch right there. Oh, that was sick. Dude, it's such a small, it's a nice fish. It's a really nice fish. Look at him just somersaulting. I don't know if the GoPro is gonna pick that up, but he's just thrashing all over the place trying to spit that hook. Just gonna bring him downstream a little bit, just in case there's another fish in there. I might try and cast back in there after we take care of this one, but oh, that's a really nice fish. That's a really nice fish. He's right up under a tree branch hanging over back there. It's so cool in this little creek. When I set the hook, I just see a huge flash underneath the bobber. This is on that fixed float bobber that I was talking about earlier. First time I've ever caught a fish on this setup. Oh, no, stay down, stay down. Stay down. Oh, it's so chrome. So chrome. Such a nice steelhead. I'm gonna guide him in here. I'm not gonna handle him too much because he's a wild fish. We're gonna let him go. I want him to swim off nice and healthy. Just bring him in nice and gently. Tired him out a little bit so he's not as spry as he once was. Oh, dude, that's such a nice fish. Holy smokes, it's huge. Way bigger than the last one I caught last year. All right, I don't have a tape measure on me, so I'm just gonna give a rough estimate. So right about to the sticker. Yeah, right about to the sticker. All right, I'll measure that later. I'm gonna lift him out of the water one time for a quick pick, and then we're gonna get him going. I get the exact measurement later, but I'm pretty sure he's probably around, or she's probably around 32 inches or so. Oh, one of the nicest, probably, I'm gonna just say it, it's the nicest steelhead I've ever caught. I don't know if it's the biggest, but it's so chrome. I don't see any sea lice on here, but just the pale fins, translucent fins. It's got like a blue back, almost so thick down the back. Really nice dorsal fin. Just look at that fish, everything you could ask for from head to tail. Wow. That is why you come out here. And I made it look easy this time, but trust me, it's really not. Look at that fin. There she goes. I made it look easy this time, but trust me, it is not. There is so few fish on this river, and even though the flows have been up and it's actually been really good for the steelhead fishery or the steelhead population, that higher flow is actually making more fishable area. There's more places for these steelhead to hang out in, and yeah, I've been having to bust through a bunch. You know, you saw this morning I was going through, I probably fished 3 or 4 good holes, and then, you know, spot here and there, making a couple casts. You know, I probably fished at least a dozen spots this morning. Finally found one right up in there. It's right up under that tree over there, if you guys can see it. And it didn't hit the first time. I casted through there, you know, 3 or 4 times. Actually more, 4 or 5 times. Had to use a couple of different presentations. And it was this fixed float right here was the one that got him. First time I've ever caught a fish on the fixed float. Just a really amazing fish. That was awesome. Still the morning. Let's get back out there. Maybe there'll be a buck with them or with her right up under that tree. We'll cast in there a few more times and see what happens. Always amazed at how big a fish are in such a small river. It's crazy. You would never think that that kind of fish was in here. At least I wouldn't have thought that before last season, before I caught that one, the first one. That kind of opened my eyes to it, I guess. Man, it's such a cool place. I mean, the catching the fish is just a bonus on top, but just look at this scenery. And it's kind of cool coming out here because there's not very many footprints. You feel like you're kind of fishing places that no one's really gone to, although I'm sure other people have gone here, but just a cool place to fish. Little guy. So this is a little baby steelhead. This particular river has more of these than any other place I've been. And it's a good sign for the future of the fishery. One day, hopefully that little guy turns out to be a big chromer like that last one we caught. Steelhead fishing is definitely something. It's very addicting, I must say. So the crazy thing about steelhead fishing is it only takes one fish to make just another day fishing into a great day fishing. And that's probably one of the reasons why I love it so much. So Man, what a day. We covered a lot of water, we hiked a lot of miles, and we fished a lot of different holes, and we found one really, really nice fish. And I don't think there's too many fish that caliber in this river, so I think we did pretty good today. And for it being my first day fishing it this season, pretty impressive. And I was thinking earlier, I think at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I feel like I had more confidence, but I don't think it was actually confidence that I had this time. What I did have was more experience. And it doesn't matter what kind of fishing you're doing, steelhead fishing, crappie fishing, salmon fishing, halibut fishing, there's really no substitute for experience. So yeah, if you watched the last video that I did fishing this river, it took me, I think, over a dozen trips to finally catch one, but what I did gain on every single one of those trips is I gained experience. There's no substitute for experience. You can't go out and buy experience. The only thing you can do is gain it, put in the hours, and that's kind of what this channel, what I feel like my style of fishing is all about. Die-hard fishing. You're literally going to go out there and just grind it out. And I've said this many times in previous videos, but I'm going to say it again. Even if you don't catch anything, you're learning something about the river, the fishery, you know, kayak fishing, halibut fishing, surf fishing, whatever it is. You're going to learn something every time you get out there. And that's what it's all about. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Still got a little bit of light. I was planning to fish a little bit longer today, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go scout another river that I've never caught a steelhead on. So maybe that'll be in a future video. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.